Hello friends, a very heartfelt welcome to my channel. Today we will study Matter in Our Surroundings chapter of class 9th Science. So let's start. We will cover this chapter in the form of question and answers. All the notes are in the form of question and answers. So let's start. What is matter? You all know what is matter. Anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. Everything, every object in your surroundings is a matter. For example, this pen. This pen is occupying some space and it has some mass. So this is a matter. This notebook, it has some mass and it occupies space. So this is called matter. So any object that has mass and it occupies space is called matter. Now we will discuss about the characteristics of matter. What are the characteristics? First is matter is made up of particles that are very small. We will discuss these characteristics in the form of activities. We have 5 activities of 5 characteristics. So first let's read this and start with activity 1. Matter is made up of particles that are very small. Particles of matter have space between them. Particles of matter are continuously moving, having kinetic energy. Particles of matter attract each other and the kinetic energy increases with the rise in temperature. So first let's start with the activity 1, that is explain with the activity that particles of matter are very small. This was the first characteristics. So what we will do, we will take 100 ml water in a beaker. This is a beaker, you all know. So we will take 100 ml water in that. We will dissolve 2 crystals of KMnO4. What is KMnO4? It's our potassium permanganate, that is of purple color. After doing this, what you will observe? You will observe that entire solution becomes purple. Means water, and when you add potassium permanganate, your solution becomes purple. Conclusions. 2 crystals divided into many small parts which spread in the entire solution. See from here, dissolve 2 crystals. You have dissolved only 2 crystals, but those 2 crystals are divided into very small parts that they are distributed in the entire solution. So this says that particles are very small. Now continuing this activity, we can say take 10 ml of this purple solution and add 90% of clear water. First we have took 100 ml water. Now we are taking 90 ml clear water and dissolving 10 ml of potassium permanganate solution. What we will see? We will again see the entire water becomes purple again, although a lighter in color. Why lighter? Because water is more as compared to the solution. Keep diluting this 7 to 8 times. After 7 to 8 times, you will observe. What will be your observation? You will observe that only 2 crystals colored about 1000 ml of water, although the color becomes lighter with each dilution. You remember first we took 100 ml, then we took 90, and as such we were doing this 7 to 8 times. So 2 crystals of potassium permanganate. We took only 2 crystals, they divide into smaller parts and they colored 1000 ml of water. But in each dilution, the color of the solution becomes lighter. Conclusion, 2 crystals contains millions of particles that keeps on dividing into smaller and smaller particles. Now this activity can be done by using a blue ink instead of KMnO4. Or this can be done by using Dettol liquid antiseptic. The smell will remain even after many dilutions. This is the diagram. First 100 ml water, 2 crystals of KMnO4. Then 90 ml of water and 10 ml of this solution. Then again like this, and 7 to 8 times we do. Now coming on to our second activity. This was the second characteristics, that matter has space between them. So we have to prove this characteristics. So what we will do, we will again do one activity. Take 100 ml of water in a beaker. Beaker you all know. Mark the level of the water. 100 ml in a beaker, then you will mark, for example this is a beaker and this is 100 ml. So they will mark with a marker here that this is your 100 ml. Dissolve 1 teaspoon of salt in the water. You have to dissolve 1 teaspoon of salt in the water. You will observe. Listen carefully, you will observe the level of water does not rise. Your mark was here and it remained here even after dilution of salt. So the level of water does not rise. Conclusion, salt particles have occupied spaces in between water molecules. Spaces between water molecules. This is a water molecule. So this is a space. So salt have occupied this. You can see in the diagram. These are salt particles and now these are water particles, and now salt have occupied the space, empty space inside the water. So this says that matter has space between them. Coming on to our third activity, that is describe an activity to show that particles of matter are continuously moving. We will again take 100 ml water in a beaker. We will leave it undisturbed. Undisturbed we will not stir it or we will not add anything to it. We will leave it undisturbed. After some time we will put a drop of ink in the water. And then again we will leave it undisturbed without stirring it. After some time you will observe that slowly the water starts becoming blue. You have put that one drop in the water. So after some time slowly the water starts becoming blue. Conclusion, particles of matter travel and mix with each other on their own. Means they are continuously traveling and they are mixing with each other on their own. By this we can conclude that they have kinetic energy. Coming to our next example, next characteristics, that is describe an activity to show that particles of matter attract each other. How to prove this? This is very simple. You can try at your homes also. Try to pass your palm through a stream of water from your tap. Water tap is flowing and you try to pass your hand through that. You will observe that the flow remains continuous. The water flow is not stopped at the point where you put your palm. It remains continuous. So what conclusions can we draw? Conclusion can be drawn that a force acts between particles that keeps them together. There is a force between the particles that keeps them together. Coming to our last activity, that is your last characteristics. Describe an activity to show that kinetic energy increases with the increase in temperature. We will take 200 ml beakers. See, they are not asking you to add water, just to take the measurement. This is the measurement of the beaker. So take 200 ml beakers and we will mark them as A and B. We will fill hot water in A and cold water in B. We will put 2 crystals of CuSO4 in both the beakers. What is CuSO4? Copper sulfate in both the beakers, and we will leave it undisturbed. What will be your observation after some time? You will observe that water in beaker A becomes blue much faster than beaker B. Conclusion can be drawn. Kinetic energy of the particles increases with the rise in temperature. That is, kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. Now, what is kinetic energy? We are studying about kinetic energy. So first, see the definition of kinetic energy. What is that? So energy possessed by matter when it is motion, as we have seen in case of water flow. So the water is in motion, so the energy possessed by water is kinetic energy. We will do some questions based on this kinetic energy. Why do smell of incense stick spread in a room when it is lit? What is incense stick? It's your agarbatti that you said in Hindi. Why the smell is spread throughout the room when it is lit? Reason is particles of lit incense stick have more kinetic energy, so they diffuse more. More kinetic energy, they are in motion, so they will diffuse more, they will spread more in their surroundings. Come to our next question. Why do we smell the hot food from far away? You might have remembered that when your mother cooks food and you are in your room, you will smell the smell of the food that is being cooked in the kitchen. So why is that happening? It is happening that hot food, the particles have high kinetic energy, so they will diffuse faster and farther. They have high kinetic energy. Next example. Why it is easy to hammer a piece of chalk to make it into powder than an iron nail? You can just hammer a piece of chalk and it will become powder, but it is not the case with iron nail. So why it is? Forces of attraction between the iron nail are very high. Between the particles of iron nail attraction of force is very high. Now coming to diffusion. What is diffusion? Diffusion is the intermixing of particles of different type of matter on their own. Means different type of particles, different type of matter are mixing on their own are known as diffusion. For example, listen carefully. Take a little water in a beaker and add 2 drops of ink. Leave it undisturbed. After some time, the entire water becomes blue. Why? The different type of matter, water and ink, they are moving on their own. They are intermixing on their own. The conclusion is particles of ink and water have diffused on their own. Now coming to what is the relation between diffusion and temperature. As we saw, kinetic energy was directly proportional to temperature. What about diffusion? When temperature increases, kinetic energy of particle increases. As we saw earlier, particles travel faster and mix faster. If they mix faster, they have higher diffusion. So diffusion is also directly proportional to temperature. As we have seen, the faster the particle travels, the more fastly it will mix. Now coming to classification of matters. Matter can be classified as physical state and chemical constituent. In physical state, question comes, how can matter be classified into physical state? Physical state, we have five matter, that are solid, liquid, gas, plasma and BEC. About solid, liquid and gas, you are already familiar with. The new terms are plasma and BEC that we will study in today's class. Now on the basis of chemical constituents, how the matter is classified as element, compound and mixture. About this element, compound and mixture, that is on the chemical constituent, you will study in chapter 2. But first we will see properties of matter based on physical states. These are your 3 states of matter, solid, liquid and gas. So what are the properties? You all know solids have fixed shape, they cannot change its shape. Liquids, they do not have fixed shape, they take the shape of the container. For example, take a bottle. You will fill the water in the bottle, so the water will take the shape of the container. If you will fill the same water in a glass, it will take the shape of the glass. So there is no fixed shape. Gases, they are also the same, they do not have fixed shape, they take the shape of the container. Coming to second point, that is the solids have fixed volume. Fixed volume, for example, pen, its volume is not changing, it has fixed volume, it is fixed all the time. Liquids also have fixed volume, as the example of bottle and glass. You take water in a glass and then fill that same water in your bottle. Your bottle will be not fully filled, but it will be filled up to which the glass was filled. So liquids also have fixed volume. Volume is capacity of a container. Gases do not fixed volume. Any container, they will take the shape of the container and they will take the volume of that container. Example, your gas cylinders. Coming to fluidity, solids have no fluidity, liquids have moderate fluidity and gases have high fluidity. Remember, no solid is fluid. Liquids are moderately fluid, that if you will spill a water on the ground, it will spread. But there is gas. Gas has very high fluidity, that if a gas cylinder is blasted, it is fluid. It is fluid, so it will spread all around the space. Coming to density, solids have very high density, liquids have low density and gases have very low density. And compressibility, solids cannot be compressed. For example, this pen, I am pressing this, but it is in the same shape, it is not compressing. Liquids can be compressed to some extent, only a little extent. And gases, highly compressible, that they can be compressed at any extent. Coming to the 3 terms which we discussed, fluidity, rigidity and density. What is fluidity? Fluidity, the property of matter to flow, which allows them to flow, as I gave you the example. Liquids and gases are fluids, as we have studied in properties. Rigidity. What is rigidity? You all know the word rigid, unbending or inflexible. Something that is unbending or it is inflexible. And such materials can only break but cannot change their shape under a force. For example, I will take this pen only. This cannot change its shape, but it can be broken if I apply too much force. This is known as rigidity. This is the rigidity of the pen. Coming to density. Mass per unit volume is known as density. That is density. It is denoted by the symbol rho. This symbol is known as rho, RHO, that you will study in 10th standard more. That is density equals to mass per unit volume. That is mass upon volume. That is kg per meter cube. That is 1000 gram upon 10 raised to power of 6 centimeters. And so on. You can do the unit conversions as much. Now we will discuss about some examples. First, is sugar a solid? What do you think? Is sugar a solid? Yes, of course. Although sugar takes the shape of the container in vessel it is present, still it is a solid because each crystal of sugar has a fixed shape, so it is a solid. When you put sugar in your container, it will take the shape of that container. But the crystal, if you take a crystal, it has a fixed shape. Each crystal of sugar is fixed. Coming to second example, is sponge a solid? Yes, sponge is solid. How? Sponge has minute holes in which air is trapped. When we compress it, the air is expelled out, but again it comes back to its original shape when the pressure is removed because air fills into the holes. So the basic shape remains fixed, that is solid. When you compress a solid, it will compress, but when you remove the pressure, it will come back to its original shape. Coming to an important conclusion, that is note, materials which can change shape under a force but come back to its original shape when force is removed are also classified as solids because their shape is fixed. Take example of rubber band. When you will compress it, it will become bigger. When you will remove the pressure, it will come back to its original shape. Why is diffusion in liquids higher than in solids? Why? Particles of liquid have more space, so they are more free to move, hence they have more kinetic energy, so they will diffuse more. These are the particles of liquid, but these are the particles of solid. The particles of liquid have more spaces between them, so they are more free to move, they can move wherever they can, so they have more kinetic energy and they will diffuse more. How can we say that gases are compressible as we have studied in characteristics? So now we have to describe an activity to show that gases are highly compressible. How do we do? What we will do, we will take 3 syringes. You know all syringes are. Take 3 syringes and remove their pistons. Put rubber stopper at the lower end of each syringe. After that, label the 3 syringes as A, B and C. We will fill sand in A, water in B and nothing in C. Nothing in C means that there is gas in C. You can see from the diagram. Put the piston back and compress. You will put the pistons back and you will observe that piston is not too pushed in A, but it is highly pushed in C. See from the diagram. It is highly pushed in C rather than A. What conclusion? Gases are highly compressible. Now we have a question. Give some examples of compressed gases. Compressed gases are CNG and LPG. What does CNG stand for? CNG stands for compressed natural gas and LPG stands for liquefied petroleum gas. Use of CNG in vehicles and use of LPG for domestic cooking, that is your gas cylinders. You can post your questions in your comment sections if you have any. Coming further, what is plasma state? That is ionic state. I told you earlier that plasma and BEC are new to you. So what is this? It is a state of matter which contains super energetic particles in the form of ions. Some examples of plasma state are sun, stars, neon, sine bulbs, fluorescent tubes and etc. Many more. Contains super energetic particles. They are very much energetic, but they are in the form of ions. That's why it is also known as ionic state. Coming further, what is BEC state of matter? It is the state formed by cooling a gas of very low density at a super low temperature. It is the fifth state of matter. And what is its full form? Bose-Einstein condensate. We cool a gas with very low density at a super low temperature. The temperature is very low, so that is known as BEC, that is Bose-Einstein condensate. Naming some scientists who got Nobel Prize for BEC, like Eric Corner, Wolfgang and Weinmann got the Nobel Prize for BEC in 2001. Not very important, but just general knowledge. Now, can matter change its state? Yes, of course, matter can change its state by changing temperature and pressure. As you can see, you all know, solid can be changed into ice by melting and into liquid, and liquid can be changed into gas by heating. So, matter can change its state with the change in temperature and pressure. Now we will see the effect of increase in temperature on solid, liquid and gas. What is the effect of increase in temperature on solids? When a solid is heated, kinetic energy of particles increases, intermolecular forces decreases, particles leave their fixed position and start melting, hence change into a liquid. Listen carefully. When a solid is heated, kinetic energy is increased. Kinetic energy will increase, particles will be more free to move around. Intermolecular forces between the particles will decrease, that is, the force of attraction will become looser, and they will leave their fixed position and they will start melting, that is, start moving away from each other. Hence, solid will change into a liquid. Now coming, what is the effect of increase in temperature on liquids? When a liquid is heated, kinetic energy of particle increases, intermolecular forces decreases, and particles become free to move, hence change into a gas. Same as liquid, kinetic energy increases, molecular forces decreases, and particles become free to move, so it changes into a gas. This was about temperature, that it affects liquid and solids in the way. How does pressure affect the physical state of matter? Let's see this. Effect of pressure is more visible on gases. As you have seen in the activity of compression, you have seen that effect of pressure is more on gases. When the pressure on the gas is increased, volume is decreased, and when volume decrease, particles come closer to each other and then changes into a liquid and finally to solid. For example, I am giving you an example that this is your gas. When you will apply more pressure will be applied, your volume will be decreased and the particles will come closer to each other, and finally they will change into a liquid first and then finally to a solid. This is the effect of pressure on matter. Now what is pressure? Define pressure of a gas. The force exerted by gas molecules per unit area on the walls of the container is known as pressure. Force exerted by gas molecules per unit area. Pressure is force upon area, that can be said as thrust upon area, that you will more learn in physics. What are the units of pressure? We have units of pressure as Newton per meter square, that is known as Pascal, bar and atmosphere. These are the three units: Pascal, bar and atmosphere. What is Pascal? Pascal is 0.987 atmosphere. This is the conversion. If you want to conversion Pascal into atmosphere, you can do this. 1 bar equals to 10 raised to the power of 5 pascals, and 1 atm, that is 1 atmosphere, is 760 mm of Hg, that is 760 torr. Now coming to dry ice. What is dry ice? Solid CO2. You all know what is CO2, carbon dioxide. So solid CO2 is known as dry ice. But why it is known as dry ice? Because it does not go to liquid state. It directly comes from solid to gaseous state. Define melting point or fusion temperature. What is melting point? The temperature at which solid starts melting to become a liquid at atmospheric pressure. Solid starts melting at atmospheric pressure to become a liquid is known as boiling point, melting point. Melting point of solid indicates the strength of forces of attraction between the particles. Higher the melting point, forces of attraction will be the particles will be greater. Higher melting point, higher the forces of attraction. Define fusion. What is fusion? The process of melting is known as fusion. Now we will come to unit conversions, that is from Kelvin to Celsius or Celsius to Fahrenheit. This is your unit conversion. If you want to convert Kelvin into degrees Celsius, what you will do, you will add 273 to the value that is given. Kelvin is equal to degrees Celsius plus 273, and Fahrenheit, this is Fahrenheit, is equal to 9 upon 5 degrees Celsius plus 32. Let's do an example. We have to convert 30 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. We will use this formula. So Fahrenheit equals to 9 upon 5 degrees Celsius plus 32. In place of degrees Celsius, we will place 30. Finally, we will get as 86 degrees Fahrenheit. I have some more examples to practice. Convert minus 30 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. We will follow the same formula. Fahrenheit equals to 9 upon 5 degrees Celsius plus 32. That is 9 upon 5 into minus 30 plus 32. That is minus 54 plus 32. That is finally 20. That is nothing but minus 16 degree Fahrenheit. So as to convert Fahrenheit into Celsius, we will use the same formula, but we will do the reverse, that we will take this 32 there and we will do like this. That is basic mathematics that you all know. To convert Kelvin to degrees Celsius, listen, first formula, Kelvin equals to degrees Celsius plus 273. So we have given Kelvin equals to degrees Celsius plus 273. So 300 minus 273 equals to degrees Celsius. That is nothing but your 27 degree Celsius. To convert 273 degree Kelvin to Celsius, 273 Kelvin is equals to degrees Celsius plus 273. As you can see, 273 is present on both sides, it's cancelled, so it is 0 degree Celsius. I hope that you are clear with this all. This is very simple concept only to learn the two formulae. Coming forward, I have divided the chapter into two parts, part 1 and part 2. This was part 1. You can subscribe to my channel for part 2. There will be link of part 2 in the description box. Thank you.